you know,
Oh,
wait, Anna, wait, you know that, you know that one guy on our like YouTube comments who's just like always there, and he just posts like the most deranged shit imaginable.
oh,
The fucking
Connolly?
yeah, Fionn Connolly. Oh my god, fucking I love that guy. Holy shit.
Oh, Sometimes I sneak out onto my neighbor's yard in the middle of the night and poop on his yard. He doesn't own any animals, so he thinks there's a feral animal roaming around. Just the other night, I tried doing it on New Year's, but he was awake and saw me. But I was dressed up in fur. I always dress up when pooping in his yard, and ran into the forest instead of going home. He thinks there's a cryptid that poops on his lawn and is recording every night. He invited me in once to set up the cameras. I keep telling him he's crazy. This feels like an episode of Dexter. I'm the Bay Harbored yard shitter. What should I do, Mr. Gamers? Oh shit, I think I misgendered you. Are you a Mr. Bunker or Mrs. Bunker?
Hey there, Gunker-Bamers. Do you ever wonder if what you're experiencing is real? I've been having realistic dreams lately, and in those dreams I wake up and wake up again. It's gotten to the point where I'm having trouble interacting with my family because I can't remember if the things we've done and talked about were real or fake. The dreams were boring. I went to class, ate some food, I think I even commented some insane shit on your channel. What I'm trying to say is, you should do a video where you try meth. Fentanyl is cringe brainworms, and ketamine is moid-brained. You could title it Breaking Bunk, and the entire video would be a pulsing AI-generated video of a group of witches around a cauldron with audio of you screaming. Anyways, Max Weber was better than Karl Marx. Standard thermite formula.
Greetings, Baron de Juiz. I hope this message finds you well. At the time of writing this, I am expected at Gaia to honor the inauguration of the preordained mayoral candidates. There will be no shortage of psychopaths. The current mayor is 93 years old, has been re-elected for 23 consecutive years, and he's the scariest motherfucker you've ever seen. I feel no trepidation for this, as the mood of the political court has swung heavily against him, and as such, my opposition is a drop of blood in the sea of crimson enmity. Still, he may have a few tricks up his sleeve. It matters not to me, as this is not the source of my vexation. There is a engagement afterwards. At approximately 7:30 p.m. Friday, a sleepover to commemorate the beginning of the first semester. There is a problem, however. I am the only boy at the sleepover. Some may express apathy, jealousy even, for being in my predicament. But these women are misanthropic, to say the least. Unstable, judgmental, lecherous, and deeply hurt. Interacting with them will be a constant balancing act. My first instinct is to adhere to a Spartan ideal of discipline and stoicism, but I imagine that I will be seen as lame and they will attempt to crack my facade. The second option is to adhere to tempestuous barbarism, but I would most likely be put on some form of list. Either way, it would result in the end of a glorious friendship. You seem to have expertise in dealing with that.
What does he mean by that?
With what some would describe as themselves. My current strategy is to feign a constant fog of confusion and disorder that will gradually decay into a comedic frustration. These people seem to think I am autistic because I deliberately ignore social cues and disguise my rudeness behind a layer of ignorance. Yours sincerely, CD.
I used to live in a penthouse in 2005. When it was raining, I would pee off the side. I like to imagine someone walking along the street when the rain suddenly turns warm. What I'm trying to say is that I think puppy girls are a psychological operation by the government to enforce a docile state in those who would be considered unpredictable. Collars are for dogs, not for people. Always wear an umbrella when you're in the city, Mrs. Gamers.
Next vid probably delayed for about a week, because Red is being held captive, and I'm kinda busy touching myself.
Touching yourself? Do you mean going into a period of deep reflection of the soul to figure out who you are as a person? I once went on such a period of reflection. I had journeyed to Dublin to find my ancestry. I didn't want to do a DNA test, because I don't want some wizard to create a clone of me. But what I saw on my trip to Ireland was insane, was bizarre. Trigger warning, this next part is spooky. Trying to save on travel fare, I booked a cheap ferry to Ireland, this weird land known as France. It was gross and weird, but I needed to stay the night to wait for the ferry. Staying at a cheap hotel, I barely got any sleep, partly because I noticed that the bolt on my door had been removed, and I spent the better part of an hour fixing it. It is a good thing I did, because after hearing the sound of people try to break through my door in the middle of the night, I decided to get the hell out of town by jumping out the window. After realizing that the way to town would be blocked off, I followed the abandoned train track out of town. I managed to escape to safety. Before I had left, I saw the sight of an eldritch creature. They call them Fringe Men. Their teeth were twisted and their gaze was imperious fire. Once I had gotten on the ferry, I thought I was safe. And I was, from a certain point of view, safe from physical danger. But I had done some genealogical research and come to a horrific discovery. My grandmother and great-grandmother were Irish Protestant. That much was true, but my great-grandfather was something called a Huguenot. Have you ever read H.P. Lovecraft's Shadow over Innsmouth? Une hôte formidable arrive. Vous ne pouvez pas vous arrêter. Que va-t-il se passer? Pourtant que tu puis.
Wow.
I have come to
Can I
regret
read
my decision
one
of
more?
subscribing. Well, I'm too deep into this.
There's a star